What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go pull that pig out of the garage. Finally got that big brake conversion taken care of. Show of hands, let me know who's seen that video. If you haven't, go check it out right now. But we got the wheels and tires put on the car last night, and I just dropped it down off the jack stands. I haven't even backed it out of the garage yet. I know today is a crap day. Weather is absolutely horrendous. It's just about to rain. It's cold as hell. It looks like crap outside, but nonetheless, I haven't seen the car outside in daylight yet. And I need to. I can't wait anymore. How'd it look? How'd it look coming out of the garage? I don't even know. I pulled the car out, I took that video clip, and now here I am in the car. I didn't replay it, so I'm hoping it looks good. But what I have to do actually right now is bed the brakes. Not something I'm going to document. There's like, 4 kind of steps to the procedure. You want to do some acceleration, or not necessarily accelerations, but get up to speed and then hard braking. To about 5 miles an hour, and then speed up again, and then hard brake until down about 5 miles an hour. Do that several times repeatedly, and then let the brakes cool down, and try to do all of this without coming really to a complete stop. You don't want your hot brake pads and your hot rotors to press together at a complete stop. So that's what I'm out doing, but I'm also kind of getting a feel for the coilovers after the first adjustment. I think you guys probably saw my first drive impressions after installing the coilovers. And I made some small tweaks, and we're still letting the springs kind of settle until we make the final adjustments. But here we are bedding the brakes, and I'm going to take a look at the car here. They bite pretty good. They bite pretty good. You can start to smell the brakes get warm. We've gone through the cycle a couple of times per manufacturer specifications. Whatever brake pads you choose to go with, make sure you read what their break-in process, the recommended break-in process is, or bedding process. You want to make sure you do it correctly. So I'm taking my time here, but I think we're about wrapped up. Now we let the brakes cool down before you, again, come to a complete stop. And I guess if you put it right in a park, it's okay. But it's recommended to drive around, let the brakes cool down, kind of get into the natural flow of driving, and you're good to go. Some of these higher performance brake pads take a little bit longer to truly break in and get bedded in. So we'll give it some time, but there's no weird noises. It's smooth. There's no brake pedal pulsation, nothing funky like that. So we should be good here. And no complaints yet, but we got to take a look at this thing now. Before I show you this, guys, it looks like a completely different car. I can't even believe it. It's insane how big of a difference the wheels make, and I actually dig it. It looks beefy. Again, I'm ashamed at how dirty this car is right now, and the wheels look awful because the fucking tire techs had so much lube all over their hands. They messed them up. They look awful when you look at them up close, but dude, this looks sick. Super pumped. And look at the blue. Golly. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys' thoughts are of this. This is just, oh my god. And the wheel color actually goes really well with some of the carbon accents we have now with the spoiler, the strut tower brace. I mean, we're kind of the carbon on the door handles. I mean, it's kind of coming together with the carbon fiber, guys, right? I think I can get used to this. Yes, sir. Why are my fog lights not on? Always on module? Not working? What the f? Man, I love it when the mailman comes early on the weekend. Yeah. I know what this one is, but I don't know what this bigger box is. I don't recall ordering anything. We'll open them up in a minute. It is absolutely a miserable day today. Cold, 35 degrees, raining, just garbage weather. But we got the brakes bedded yesterday, but I'm gonna get out on the road today and be a little bit rough on them as well, just to kind of continue that process. I don't know, it's something I've sort of always done. Bedded the brakes and then kind of put it through a second round of it the next day. It's probably not necessary. I don't know, it's just something I've done just to confirm the process is done completely. But I also just sort of giving the car another thorough shakedown, right? So the car's been down on the ground, right off the jack stands on these coilovers for 2 days, 48 hours at least, you know, maybe getting into 50, 60 hours, something like that. And I've put maybe 15 miles, you know, breaking in the brakes, but also just kind of driving around, putting some miles on, letting those coilovers relax a little bit. So, you know, I didn't make too many adjustments on those coilovers just because, you know, we don't know how it's going to end up after a week or so driving. So the goal initially was just to get everything kind of set to the same level, try to get the ride height relatively close, figure out a stiffness that I wanted, and then let the coils relax, and then we'll go in for final adjustments. And I need to put some miles on in order to do that. I'll say too that just those few more clicks toward the stiffer setting on the front coils, that made a huge difference. I don't still say the car has a harsh ride, but you can definitely tell that we're not on springs anymore. It's substantially more stiff. You can feel all of the imperfections in the road. It doesn't help that it's cold, my tires are hard, but you can definitely tell that we're on coilovers now. Guys, this first box, I didn't know what it was because I wasn't expecting this till tomorrow. These are shoes for my wife for Valentine's Day. You don't have any interest in them. Yeah. This one I wasn't really expecting today, or, you know, any specific day, but I'm pumped that they are here. Oh, snap. Stay lit. You guys know who this is. JR Lights on Instagram sent me a couple of sweet little jet tag key tags. Ooh, this one's actually, they're both really, really nice. It's quality. I'm gonna have to check and see who he has do them for him. Those are dope. Maybe you guys know what these are. Maybe you don't. But had a lot of people ask me about these and whether I'm going to do an installation video on them or not. And I absolutely am. These are the front sequential turn signals for the Q50 from JR Lights. Very, very excited to be partnered with JR Lights for these. A sweet little installation project and a cool addition to the front end of our Q50. Super pumped. Thank you very much, JR Lights, for reaching out. Happy to be in partnership for this installation video and these sweet lights. Check this guy out on Instagram. You won't regret it, at JR_lights, for all your lighting needs. Sorry, I shouldn't say all of your lighting needs. I'm not really, I don't want to tell you he's got something that he doesn't necessarily, but he certainly has these front sequential turn signals, and these are really, really an awesome addition to your Q50. I'll put a picture of his car up. Look really, really sick. We have the ability to do the sequential turn signal, obviously, but we can turn them into driving lights as well that stay on with your fog lights, or turn on with your headlights or your front LED emblem. So we'll figure out, you know, what looks good for us and how we want to do it. But this installation is going to be coming up probably in the next week or so. What do you guys think of the ride height of the driver's side? Particularly the rear. Take a look at the rear on this side. It's probably a 1/4 inch low still now that they're starting to settle. I love it, and it's not rubbing. I just don't know if it's practical. The front is equal on both sides, just slightly tucked. Looks sick. It's just so hard to decide, but golly. Those calipers, whew. Look over here, it is freaking freezing outside. They look so close, yeah, I don't know. I think we just might bring up that back passenger corner, just like 1/8 of an inch. I give a shout out again to Forgestar Wheels and of course Motorsports LA. Great customer service, beautiful, beautiful wheels, excellent communication, super fast shipping. Couldn't be more pleased. We're out on the highway. It's a little loud because we don't have the back seat in. It's incredible how well that back seat insulates this car, but I'm super pumped about the wheels. The wheel and tire combination with this car and the blue calipers, it's better than I even could have anticipated, and I had a pretty good idea of how it was going to look, but it looks so much better even than it did in my mind, and I'm super pumped about that. And we're on the interstate now, and the wheels balanced. I was a little bit nervous about having the wheels balanced because I can't stand other people working on my car, and when I got the wheels back, like I said in another video, there was, you know, tire lube all over the wheels. There's fingerprints all over. Some of the weights were even falling off, like they didn't adhere properly, and I had even cleaned the barrels in the locations where weights go, just knowing, because of my last experience with them, how some of the weights tend to loosen up. So this can be a little annoying having other people working on your car, but nonetheless, really pumped about the wheels, really pumped about how the car feels. Just going on this on-ramp right now, doing a tight, you know, cloverleaf sort of maneuver, the car feels a lot more nimble. I think this is my exit. I'm surprised. I'm a little bit surprised, actually. The coilovers, the ride isn't all that rough, but I can definitely tell that the handling has been improved, even over what the lowering springs had improved. And that's going to be great in a track scenario. Don't get me wrong, I stand by what I've always said about coilovers. If you don't push your car hard, if you don't ever anticipate participating in any track type of event, whether it's a road course or an autocross event, or you don't care about adjustability, then you don't need coilovers. Lowering springs are going to be just fine. They will dramatically improve your overall handling capabilities over the stock suspension. They're going to give it a nice ride height, make it look more aggressive, of course, depending on what lowering springs you go with, but they're going to be sufficient for 95% of the people out on the road. And I'm going to actually go out on a limb and say that that's the same. The case is the same for the sport brakes as well. And I've said this in discussions in the past. I know sport brakes come stock, the big brakes, the Akebonos, on the sport model. But the reality is that a majority of the people on the road will never need a braking system like that. Most people are not going to experience brake fade or overheating of the rotors in daily driving scenarios. So although the sport brakes are an upgrade technically for the sport model, you still don't really need them. It's sort of just a selling point. And that fact is proven true just now after doing the sport brake upgrade. Sure, they bite harder when you really push hard on the brake pedal, but just driving in regular traffic, stoplight to stoplight, going to Home Depot or whatever, you can't even tell that they're there. There's absolutely no difference in brake feel, and it might be because I've been used to driving with stainless steel lines and the better rotors and more aggressive pads. So really, it's only the larger rotor and the larger caliper that I have now, just like this, coming up to a stoplight, doesn't feel any different than before. But where we are going to feel it is when we're in the mountains or we're on the track and we're really getting these brakes hot. They should resist brake fade a lot better than the smaller brakes do, and that's significant. Well, guys, after completing a couple of big projects, my very least favorite part of the whole process is cleaning up afterwards. Got quite a mess going on here, but it is what it is, and that's what I'm going to do the rest of today. I appreciate you guys following along. A lot of good stuff coming for the channel. Obviously, we got the giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway for the Tane S-Tech lowering springs. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you hit the bell as well, so you know when that giveaway is announced. It should be coming up here probably in the next couple of weeks. Got some more stuff from Jalisco's Carbon Fiber for a giveaway. Always appreciate those partnerships. Some installation videos coming, some driving videos coming now that we got the old Q50 squared away. We really got to test this thing out now and get everything dialed in, and I can't wait till it starts warming up and we can really see what this car can do now. Thank you again, guys, for the continued support. It's appreciated very much. We'll see you in the next one.